Hello everyone, welcome to Admit School's YouTube presentation. Today let's talk about the I-983 form, that's the STEM OPT form for training. So this tutorial provided by Study in the States STEM OPT Hub is very useful for filling the form. So, so these are the sections in the form. So this obviously the section 1 through 5, section 1 through 6 have to be filled before sending the form to your DSO or your international office for them to issue a new I-20 for the 7-month extension if you already have the 17-month approval, or the 24-month recommending I-20 if you are just completing your OPT and you got an RFE, or that's the case. So let's go into the details. This is the PDF form which you'll be able to download from the ICE website. So in this form, if you see, the section 1 is the student information which has to be completed by the student. So these are just generic details. The student name. So this has a complete name which has been issued in the earlier I-20s or in the F1 visa. So it should match exactly, and provide an email address where officials can contact you. And this is the university which is recommending your STEM OPT, and the name of the degree. So you would say Masters in Computer Science or Biotechnology or whatever. So this is a service code you'll be able to find on your previous I-20. And this is the DSO details. So you need to write the contact information, email address, and the phone number of your DSO official. And sorry, this is a school code and this is a service ID. So this you would be able to calculate if you're starting from STEM OPT and your date is from the start date is today, and you need to put the future 24 months date. If you're applying for the 7-month extension, just add up 7 months to that and put a date. So this will be the qualifying CIP code. So if you are already on OPT, you will be knowing this code. And this is a level, so you'll be writing if you're in master's or in your doctorate program. And this is when you graduated and when you received the degree, not the convocation time. So this would be the diploma when you received it, so when you finished your classes and you graduated. Based on prior degree, this will be no for most of the cases, because this is only if you're having a bachelor's degree in science and now you're doing some business administration, so that will be the case. And put the OPT EAD card number, so that will be on your OPT card. Section 2 is just certifying that you are providing all the information which is right. So you just sign the form, you print your name and today's date, and that's it. So till now it's very simple. So the third section would be employer. So this you should directly give it to your employer, and your employer should be able to fill the details, because these are just administrative details which the HR would know. The employer's name, so the company's name, street address, suite if available, website, the city, the state, the zip code, and these three, the employee ID number, number of full-time employees, and this NAICS code. These are things which only the employer would know. This should be 40 hours if you're full-time, and like if you're an intern or something, then accordingly you should fill this. And the date you started employment with this company should be here, and the compensation. So this should be carefully filled, because according to your H1 filing, the salary amount should be in the prevailing wage. You can write per annum, bi-weekly, monthly, or how much you're getting per hour, and if anything else like stock or something, you can fill it here. So that's section 3. Section 4 is the same for OPT employers to certify that they would be giving you all the information they need. So this is about. So you need to sign this. The employer needs to sign it and print it and like organization. Now comes the interesting part of the I-93 form, training plan. So this you and your employer need to work together to fill it. So this again the same details from above, the employer name from same above. So this is employment site information. So if you're working at a third party site, so details would go here. USCIS recently posted that third party staffing agencies the employees who are employed through staffing agencies would also be eligible for STEM OPT, but only if the employer or the client whom you are working on site for is willing to sign all this information. So if you're working somewhere like in Microsoft, what you're working through some agency, Microsoft details has to be filled here, and the signature needs to be from Microsoft official. So the staffing agency cannot sign it. So if you go down here, this is the role. So what is your role in the company? What kind of activities you do, and how your qualifying STEM degree would be useful for uh, in doing the duties described. And these are the goals and objectives. So describe how these skills or things you're doing in the job will help you in your career and what you learned in your college. So you need to write down a paragraph of what how that would be useful. And this is the important section which many people are confused, employer oversight. So you need to write how your employer or your supervisor, direct manager will be supervising you. Like, would he be like just in the same office and you'd be talking to him every week, or you have some kind of meeting every day, or you call him, report to him, or send him a or send him a report every month? So those kind of details. This is another interesting section, measures and assessments. So you need to describe how your company assesses you that your training is going well. So you need to write if your company has some training policy, like they test you by conducting SOP reviews, or they conduct quizzes, assignments, or just a verbal talk, or so however it's in your company you need to write. This is optional. Additional remarks if that paragraph is not enough and you want to fill more. That's it. But this, as I said earlier, if working for Microsoft through some consultancy, Microsoft's manager needs to fill this, not the staffing agency. So be careful before working if you're working for a third party company. If you're just filling the form, this evaluation sections are not required because you're just filling the training plan and you wouldn't be evaluated right now. But if after 6 months your DSO would say, okay, now it's time for you and your employer to complete the evaluation. So that time you'll be just filling the sections. So for now, I'm just gonna skip it. This is the final evaluation. So when your program completely finishes, that time you need to fill this. That's it, my friends, and this is a sample empty I-9383 form. If you need to, if you need a sample, I'm gonna provide a sample which I'm filling for you guys. So download it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. We'll be providing more useful information.